Alright guys, you guys are watching this. I'm at home right now. I don't normally do this. I do most of the demonstration videos at school, but last week was a little hectic, and I just figured before you guys start this last project, what I would do is kind of put together a little tutorial to show you a little bit more visually what you guys are going to be doing. By now, you should have at least started to sketch out the drawing of the sunset. There is a reason why we chose this, why I chose this photo, um, and I'll talk about that a little bit further in class. But by now, what you should have is a sketched out drawing or a sketched out version of the sunset with water and clouds. Because you're going to be doing this in paint, I would advise you guys to tape your borders. Use the ruler, the width of the ruler, which is 1 inch, and tape your borders at 1 inch. I'll try to zoom in right there to show you what I've got. This is a little bit darker than I necessarily would go, but since we're using tempera paint here, those dark lines are going to get filled in. And you can tell, or you can see here, I didn't really do a lot of detail. Most of the lines are just squiggle marks, just to show me where things are going to be. I've got my horizon line here. I've got some clouds just kind of outlining where things are at. Of course, sun in the middle, and then reflection squiggle lines in some of the ripples of the water. All right. If you don't have this yet, let's go ahead and pause the video so you guys can kind of catch up, and then I will start up what you guys are going to be doing in regards to adding paint and using both Ben-Day dot and halftone dot techniques on this. All right. So go ahead, pause the video, and when you guys return, I'll show you guys exactly what you're going to be doing with the paint. All right, so if you've gotten the painting, or I'm sorry, the drawing done already, you're ready to move on to the paint. And we're going to be using tempera paint for this. So tempera paint is located back in the paint cabinet. It's different than acrylic because it doesn't have that shine. It is easy to wash out by using just regular soap and water. And it's a lot easier to manipulate and mix together to get various colors that you guys are looking for. Now, if you remember, this drawing that you guys are working on is going to be, since we are using tempera paint, we're going to be painting it in a monochromatic color scheme, which means you're only using one color. You're going to be able to vary what those hues look like by mixing blacks and whites and even maybe some yellows, or I'm sorry, secondary and primary colors into that. With my example, what I was doing here is I chose the monochromatic color green. That's why I started thinking in my head yellow. But I wanted to show you what I started on first, and then how I'm going to plan on approaching this with dots. And actually, I'm going to put this down, and side by side, I'm going to show you an image that I did with the computer to kind of give you guys an idea of how you're going to want to think about blocking out color. A lot of people, when we started the ceiling tiles, they wanted to hurry up and start painting, but painting with the dots, and painting with dots is rather tedious, especially when you've got such a big ceiling tile to work with. What you guys are going to be working with, or at least what you guys are going to be thinking about, is blocking out the colors and then adding the dots as a second layer over top of it to blend in these two different techniques. And over here on the side, what I have is an image that I colored with the computer, and I use this as an example because really, we're all familiar with how Microsoft Paint works with that little paint bucket. You just click on it and it fills in a whole entire space that's locked in, right? You know, if you want to fill in the background with blue, you just click it and blue goes everywhere. That's what I want you guys to think about. That's why I didn't want you to waste too much time on the drawing. And what I did here is I just got started. I got started. Like if this was on a computer, what I would have done is click this yellow-green color here, and it would have filled up everything here, even over top of the reflection lines. All right. If I wanted to add color here, I would have just clicked or painted a lighter yellow-green, and it would have filled in everything. The same with the sky. What you guys are going to have the 4 days to do is take your paintings and block out all the colors that need to be there. I would recommend that you don't spend too much time on this, but I would at least dedicate a day or two to blocking out the colors and what colors are going where. Since this is monochromatic, you don't have the freedom to just pick any color. You're sticking within a color scheme. So what I've done here is just to show you, I've got like a yellow-green water, a slightly lighter yellow-green sun, more of a regular green sky, and then my clouds, I don't know if you can see that, my clouds are going to be in a blue-green. Once I get that all blocked out, what you guys are going to be using is Q-tips, and I'll maybe switch to another video to show you this, but you're going to use Q-tips to dot in, either using the Bendet or the halftone technique, dot in those colors to give the effect of it blending, to give it an effect of it being sort of a pointillistic style painting. So why don't I go ahead and stop this video, and then maybe at the later on in the class or tomorrow, you guys can watch a video of where I'm at so far of blocking in the colors with the dots. Okay? Good luck.